Saddam Hussein and his sons must leave Iraq within 48 hours.
The U.S. invaded Iraq to get rid of Saddam Hussein on the premise that he had
weapons of mass destruction.
Libya is a disaster, Iraq is a disaster, Syria is a disaster, the whole Middle East.
Necessary measures to protect Libyan civilians.
Syria's war is a mess.
Gold has been valuable in trade and currency for thousands of years, and even today, its value is determined by free market, not the central banks. However, in 1971, Richard Nixon ended this connection, ushering in the era of fiat money dominance.
I have directed Secretary Connally to suspend temporarily the convertibility of the dollar into gold or other reserve assets.
The value of the US dollar is determined by a variety of factors, including economic fundamentals, geopolitical developments, and market sentiment. The fiat money became a primary currency, but is that still the case today? Fast forward to the present, where Western governments are accumulating substantial debts and cash is losing its stronghold. Over the past 15 years, we have witnessed horrors in the world of money and banks. Russia faced sanctions, leaving its citizens unable to send money abroad. Cyprus Republic seized 10% of savings to stave off bankruptcy. Libya's occupation impoverished its people. Lebanon devalued its currency by staggering 90%. Iraq, Syria, and Venezuela grappled with devastating bank crises, and Turkey endured a chilling coup attempt. These events make us question the safety of fiat money and traditional banking systems. Within the first 6 months of the year, we saw banks collapsing in the United States, including Herland the First Republic Bank, Signature Bank, and Silicon Valley Bank. The banking troubles that initially seemed limited to the US soon spread to Europe, with Credit Suisse also experiencing difficulties. This situation has raised concerns about the stability of banks worldwide. You don't require a crystal ball to recognize that the West is in decline, but you don't have to be a part of it. These and the other factors have created uncertainty about the future of the fiat currencies. People are converting their savings into precious metals like gold and silver. Central banks in countries such as China, Turkey, Russia, and Kazakhstan are steadily increasing their gold reserves. Because the US dollar is getting weaker and the American economy is having difficulties, experts predict that this pattern will keep going. People around the world are beginning to lose their trust to the banks. The government keeps a close eye on our money moves, watching everything and making sure that there are plenty of rules to follow. This has raised concerns about the security of storing money and gold in banks, promoting individuals to explore alternative methods to protect their precious metal and savings. In the past, some governments have placed limits on owning gold. For example, in the United States, President Roosevelt issued an executive order in 1933 that not only banned private ownership of gold, but also required citizens to surrender their gold to the Federal Reserve. Similar actions occurred in the United Kingdom and Australia during the different periods. You might wonder if such actions are still potential threat today. As governments grapple with the high levels of debt, the United States government, in particular, has demonstrated a desire to exert control over citizens' assets. Most banks include clauses in contracts allowing them to access safe deposit boxes under suspicion of wrongdoing. But how many of us read these bank contracts or have rights to change them? This has greatly reduced the financial privacy, especially in the developed Western countries, International organizations like the OECD, which stands for Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, and regulations like FATCI, Foreign Account Tax Compliance Act, give governments the ability to access details about financial activities such as wire transfers, bank deposits, and credit card charges. On the other hand, CRS, which is the global standard for sharing financial account information, has been adopted by over 100 countries, including all EU member states. It's evident that privacy is becoming less secure in the hands of governments. I hope this explanation clarifies things for you. Some governments have even started to ban cash transactions above certain amount in certain countries. To give you an example, let's consider different times and places like France in 1789, Germany in 1933, China in 1949, Lebanon during its economic collapse in 2019, and Ukraine in 2022, and sanctions on Russian citizens. We won't even mention countries like Libya, Iraq, Iran, and some others that have faced political and economical challenges and sanctions. In these situations, many wealthy citizens suddenly found themselves facing financial hardships overnight without any offshore investment. Having your assets securely stored outside your home country would have been incredibly valuable in such circumstances. It eliminates the need to scramble and try to take your assets with you in a hurry during turbulent times. This can be achieved by working remotely, obtaining a second passport, opening a foreign bank accounts, owning real estates in different countries, and storing gold outside your home country in a stable jurisdiction. Assets protection. Storing a significant portion, if not all, of your gold and silver offshore is an excellent strategy to safeguard your assets from potential risks such as government seizures, capital controls, and social unrest. Diversification. Offshore storage provides ultimate diversification and acts as a hedge against various risks, ensuring that your wealth is not tied to a single jurisdiction or currency. Global access. By storing your precious metals offshore, you gain against the safest jurisdictions and lowest prices, allowing you to capitalize on global trends and opportunities. Modern technology has made arranging offshore gold storage simple and accessible through the internet, eliminating the need for in-person arrangements. There are numerous reputable options for offshore gold storage available in various jurisdictions across the globe. Selecting the correct offshore storage not only safeguards your financial privacy but also reduces the risks related to the governments, economic crisis, geopolitical problems, or any other expected issues. Instead of keeping all of your life and assets in one place, you spread them across different countries, which lowers the risk. In conclusion, offshore gold storage at right jurisdiction provides peace of mind and allows you to navigate the complexities of today's global financial landscape with confidence.